Hey there folks, welcome back to my channel. I've come back on to just do a quick card. I'm really not sure what I'm going to do, but first of all I'd like to say thanks to all my new subscribers and my present subscribers. I do appreciate the support and I hope you continue to keep watching and sharing with your crafty friends and family. So I've got this nice Arbscello Tree apparently from Memory Box, and it's quite new to me, and I did use this years ago when I first did my paper crafting classes, and you know, I came across it recently and I thought, oh yes, I need to have that. It's really pretty. So I've gone ahead and I've cut it out in white card, which is 250 GSM. And I've got a white card base as well, and I've just cut it out twice because I could use it twice actually either side, which I might do, or I could double it up to give it a bit more stability to the actual tree. So what I actually thought was I'd make a little background first because I like making wee backgrounds. So I thought we need to move everything a bit out of the way because I don't want it to splatter too far. I have got a wee splattery box thing, but it's actually more for my, what's the word, my mica sprays and things. So we were actually using them at my class on Friday, and we made some lovely backgrounds again with the mica, and you can see that shine and it's gorgeous. So I'm going to do something with this background in my next video. So I thought I'd just use my oxide colours, my oxide inks, and I've got a few colours here, and I thought I'd try and make it a bit autumnal as well. I've not got very many autumnal colours. This is Distress Ink, so that's slightly different from the oxides. Remember, the oxides tend to, they sort of go into the fibres of the paper, whereas the inks actually, they tend to sit on the top. But that's okay, you'll see what I mean when I start blending it in. So I think that's, I've got tea dye as well, so I might do that too. And my blending brushes are here. Excuse me, I have still got a very croaky throat after being unwell. So if I do cough, I am sorry, but I'm still not quite 100%, but mega much better than I was before. So let's get rid of all that so we don't see that on the camera, because you don't want to see that. And hopefully you can see, hopefully there's enough light here and it's not dazzling too much. So all I want to really do is do my normal, which is blend some colours. So I've picked Abandoned Coral, Worn Lipstick, Tea Dye, Pumice Stone and Scattered Straw Distress Ink. And I'm just going to, oh, something's going to fall down. You might hear a clatter. It's just going that plug. Unless I can get it, I've grabbed it. Oh. I could just see it moving there. Right, so this is, I can't remember if this is a multifarious paper because, as I say, I had a class on Friday and we did use that. So it possibly is the multifarious card. So I'm just blending in some of the Abandoned Coral in various places on this piece of card. Now this piece of card was already cut, so it's, let's see what, it's measuring at 6.5 by 4, or is it 6 by 4? No, 6.5 by 4. There we go. So, also a tip if you're using these blending inks, if I can catch it. Sorry, I've moved the light there. Use a little bit of copier paper just to hold that down, and and then it won't go onto your fingers and it won't be such a mess if you're bothered about that. Excuse me. So I'm just going to use some of this Scattered straw one, which is the ink. As I said, this will more likely stay on the top of the card. It won't blend in as much, and you'll see what I mean when I put it on. I'll just put a wee bit there, and then I'm going to add some worn lipstick. I don't know if I'll add these two actually. I think I'll just stick with 3. I'll just use the same brush for that and just pop a wee bit, so that's slightly dark, slightly a bit more vibrant than the abandoned coral. So there. So I'm not too bothered about it being too blended in. I might just blend that a bit more though. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I've just got a little spray bottle here, and I'm just going to actually just drop some water onto this like that. I'm not going to spray it. I'm just going to drop some water, and I can actually bring you down a bit so that you can see that a bit better. And that's all I really want to create, and then I want to pull it back with a cloth. And then that will create that. Okay, and we'll just give it a little dry off with the heat tool. So if you want to turn your volume down, if you don't, that's fine. And I'll just give that a wee rub across, like so. Right, let's see the trees now. So the trees are kind of standing up out now, so I'm just going to bring you back up a bit. Oh, sorry folks, that's still level. And trying to decide whether I'll have 1 or 2. I think I'll just make it 1. But I'm going to colour this in as well, so I'm going to pop that to the side. And what I'm going to do is probably just use the tea dye colour first, and I'll just pop a little bit on here, and I will spray it a little bit. Oh, that wasn't quite back on there, so I'll just put a little bit on that, and I'll just pop my tree in there, and there, just to give it a bit of colour so it's not white. Okay, and I'll just do the same with that, because I want to put the two together, but I don't really want to be having any white showing. So we'll just wipe that bit away, and we'll get another colour. So maybe we do need a wee darker colour. Let's see what other colours I've got. A wee bit darker, that's too dark. Right, let's just try some pumice stone as well, which is a grey colour, but might be okay. that in there and that in there. Fine. And I might need something else. It's a wee bit darker because it's not quite coming out the colour I thought. So let me just rake in here. Have a wee rake in my stash to see what I've got. I might be using some more Distress inks to make it slightly darker. I've got Walnut Stain, which is an ink. Now that'll probably sit more on the top because it's an ink. Let's see what happens. There. So that's our piece. There. Let's have a look. It's getting quite wet. I'll need to dry it shortly. Yeah, that's better. Much better. There we go. And then we'll just put that bit in as well because we want to try and keep, you know, keep it. Put a little bit more on actually. Maybe enough. Come on. It's getting wet. Yeah, that'll do because it's kind of got a mottled look, and that's what I really want, is a kind of mottled look instead of a sort of solid colour. Just get these edges on there and on there as well. Like that, that'll do. Right, just mop this up and then I'll dry these trees because they need dried. There we go. So, remember to turn your sound down if you don't want to hear the noise. And I'm turned them round to dry them on the back as well because obviously they were a bit wet on the back. And turn them back over. There we go. That will do. Right, I'm just going to give my hands a wee over there just now, and we'll get that put on together. Just get rid of this just now, pop these away. Right, so there's my background again, and I think that'll look really nice, and I'll just pop them on together. Now there's a bit missing there, but we can sort that in a minute. That's not quite got white covered there, so put that together so that can sit on there. It can even come off slightly, so there's a little bit here that's not quite, so I'm just going to pop it into here and do that because that'll give it another sort of hue of brown, won't it? And maybe this trunk a bit as well, and then that bit over the top, so that just gives it an extra wee kind of colour on it as well. Here we go, that's fine. So now I need another white. I think I'll just take that white back out and want to get ink on the background really, if I can help it. Right, so I'll just wipe that off. Now I do need to get a bit of card. Linen. Or is this just, no, that's not linen. Got some linen left. I seem to have got through that linen card quite rapidly. So we'll pop that, we'll sort that in a minute. So next thing I want to do is to stick these two together. So I'm just going to put my glue on in various wee bits, and this glue is really good for doing that because it's got a really thin nozzle that you can just dot little bits of glue on areas. Like that. So then we're going to just line that up with the bottom one. Right. So I've got to try and line it up before I actually stick it on to the other one. That's okay. That's worked okay. Just yep. I don't think there's any glue on that bit actually. It's not quite lined up. Quite fiddly, but I think it's quite worth it when you do stick two together, especially if you are putting like inks and water, because it then becomes very, very less sturdy. It becomes quite frail and thin. So that one's not quite on either, but just takes a wee bit of time, but it's worth it to get them to double up, I think, anyway. There we go, that's fine. And then we're going to pop it onto there, like so. But first of all, before we're going to do that, we're going to find our piece of linen card. And we're going to just pop this to the side again, and we've got a linen piece. We're going to just score it at 6. So this is a piece of A4, scored it at 6. And I don't really do measurements. Oh, sorry for banging the camera, but I want to just kind of see where I'm going to put this in the middle. Yeah, I'll cut it down a bit because it is quite big, so I'll cut it to 5. So it was A4, I scored it at 6, I cut it at 5. I'm then going to pop this back on to see how much of a border there is, and I only want to have about that much. So I then cut it at, I'll put this all in description bar, and I'm then going to cut it at 7.5, and that should work. Yep, that's about right. You can always run the video back and see the measurements anyway. Right. So now I'm just wondering if I've got a bit of black card on the table, but I don't. So I would have probably put something under this, but I don't have it particularly on the table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use this corner punch, and I'm going to punch this corner. I can get it in. I think it's stuck actually. That's it. So alternate corners, so that one and then that one diagonally on the opposite side. Then it just gives it a bit more interest, and then I'll do the same with the base card. So diagonally, this is getting stuck for some reason. That's it. So this side, if it's going to work, yep. And the opposite diagonal from there to there is going to get the same. Okay, come on. Didn't quite cut that one. Let's try it again. There we go. Just get rid of that. So, and then I just want to go over with my bone folder. That crease keeps it closed, and then that sit like that. Now, and then before we put our tree on, we're going to do some more, what do you call it? Stuff on the background. I couldn't think of the word I was trying to say. Right, so I've got these tiny little stamps from a set called Gorgeous Leaves, and it's an old Stampin' Up one. And I've got these tiny little leaves here, leaves, yeah, 3 in a row. So, excuse me, I'm going to use them. What did I do with the block? There we go. And I've got these nice colours. So I've got Versaclair Tulip Red, Versaclair Chianti, and Versaclair Summertime. And I'm just going to pop them round on this background. And I turned that round because I noticed a mark there, and I can cover it with the tree, kind of probably a bit. But you might not notice it anyway once I've done this. So I just inked those up, and then I just went round adding different areas of the tiny wee leaves, and they are pretty. And then in between I changed the colour. I just need a little wipe to just wipe the colours off because I don't want to contaminate them in between. So this is Chianti now, and I'm just going to pop the tree down as well, just so that it doesn't really matter, I don't suppose, where you kind of do it, but it's quite nice just to pop the tree down, just so you know where you're kind of putting the leaves. And then this one is Tulip Red. One more there, and there we go. And then I'm going to pop my tree here, just there, I think. And that's really what I'm going to do, because I don't really have any colours that I could have popped on there. I'm trying to think. Let's see that bit there, if it's better on that side, maybe. Yeah, that's quite nice. So I'm going to pop this on with glue now. Now I know that all the trees in autumn still have their leaves, but on this one I've kind of not did that. I've made it have no leaves and all the leaves are on the ground. So I don't know if I can rectify that, or we're just going to have a brown tree and the leaves are just all falling around in the background. So I'm just going to pop that on there because I think that looks quite nice at that side for a wee change. I'll just wipe that off. That's fine. Pop these away so I don't get stuck in them. Knowing me, I'd have red fingers or orange fingers. And I do want to put a little bit of some other things on it, so I'm just wondering if any of my other things would work. Probably not. Right, so this is what it's going to look like so far. Okay, and then now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut that off at the back because I don't think we need that, so just chop that away. There. Oh, so much gets on these things. And then I'm going to add some little sentiment just on the side here, and I'm just going to stamp it on, and this is from one, I think this is retired as well, called Fond of Autumn, and I'm just going to put autumn wishes on it, I think. Because it is autumn that we're thinking about, isn't it? Well, I am thinking about autumn. It's the 1st of October already, and at the end of October in the United Kingdom, the clocks go back, don't they? So let's move that base card away just now. So let's put I think what colour? Will we just use this one, the Walnut Stain. And we'll just have that. I'm just lining up with one of the lines here, so it's kind of straight, hopefully. And we'll just have that there. And there we go. And then a very last thing is I have got a quickie glue pen, and I thought what I might do is just add a wee bit of sparkle. So I'm just doing a few wee dots round about like that. And I've got some nice Lavinia vintage shimmer glitter, and I think I'm going to use that. So I need to find a piece of paper I can pop under here just to catch the glitter. So it's this nice stuff. I'm just going to put that across. And hopefully it'll stick to the bits that it should and not any other bits. And then I'll just sticking to other bits. I don't know why, but it is. That's okay, I guess. Just give it a wee flick to get rid of the excess. That's better. And it just gives a nice wee shimmer. So I'll pop that all aside. That was a bit of a mess there. And I'll bring back my card. And then I'll just pop that away because it'll end up everywhere. I'll just get some glue. And that's my card. Autumn themed card for this time. I'll be back with many more. I'll be back with some gummy pan dies and some more. Got some nice embossing folders that I've bought as well, so I'll be back to do some techniques with them as well. So just line that up. Make sure it's straight-ish. And then just stick it in place. And that's my card. So, I hope you enjoyed watching this process. And if you have, it'd be really nice if you could subscribe if you haven't already. And just keep sharing away and telling everybody about my channel. And as I said, I'll be back very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.